Go. What's up, action takers? Stefan Ciencio here. I want to welcome you to the channel. I have a special guest today. This is someone who's been making a full-time income working online using mostly free traffic in his business. He's done everything from affiliate marketing to email marketing to blogging to selling products online. So I'm having him on the channel to talk about all of the results that he's gotten and tell us a little bit about what it's like being another full-time online marketer and what it takes to really succeed in 2018 and beyond. So Ike Paz, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on with me.
Hey, thanks, Stefan, for having me.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys? Thank you for having me speak here today. I'd like to share what I do online with you guys, and so we can have a better understanding. If you're just starting out, you're going to want this information because the landscape's always changing. And you just want to get ahead of the curve there and do your best online.
Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. So Ike, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started online and when the light bulb kind of went off for you and when you got started and how that happened?
Well, I read some books back in the day, years ago, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 4-Hour Work Week, all these different books, and I absorbed a lot. And I realized that I wanted to make a passive living online. But the thing is, I didn't have money for real estate or for investing in the stocks and these traditional forms of creating passive income. But I knew that, some people were making money online passively, right? And then I started looking up different types of systems, different types of methods, from SEO keywords to CPA with Google AdSense back in the day when they weren't so strict. Sure. All kinds of things. And that led me to some successes, lots of failure. And, I've cut away the fat and I'm getting closer to where I want to be. So for right now, I'm pretty happy. I have a full-time living online, but I guess it's the human condition. I don't know, call it what you will, but you always want to improve from your current station. And I think that even right now I make between 5 to 7K a month. I want to make, maybe 10 to 15K a month. And that's what I'm pushing forward to right now.
Awesome. So that sounds great. When did you become a full-time online marketer? Was it like a couple of years ago or?
Well, I had a decent income online last year. From my printables. I sell printables online, by the way. It's a type of, for your audience, printables are a type of digital product with the sole purpose to be printed out and to be used in some function. Maybe it's a Sudoku game or a bingo game like that. So yeah, to your question, to answer your question, I was on the border. I was afraid to take the leap as a full-time internet marketer last year. I was teaching English on the side as a freelancer at the same time making my printables. And then I released a product called Printly where I taught people how I make money with printables. And I decided to just sever all ties with my students. I love them to death, but hey. And then, I've been full-time ever since I got to say November or October, forget. We'll say the end of October of last year, 2017.
Wow. Okay. So this is pretty recent that you just started really blowing up and getting on the scene and doing really well. So that actually you kind of segued into my next question, which was, what are your different income streams? How are you, why don't you bring us in a little bit more detail in all your different income streams and how you're able to work for yourself now?
Well, and that's a very important point, Stefan. You got to have different income streams. You just can't rely on one, because you never know what happens, right? You want to get those streams, pouring out to the ocean that is your bank account, and you want to have those different streams always giving you residual income. Now, the different types of income I make some from Google AdSense. I make some from selling affiliate physical products on Share Sell, actually baby shower goods. I sell digital printables, like I mentioned. I sell affiliate products from other vendors in the internet marketing space. I sell internet marketing tools such as squeeze pages and whatnot in the internet marketing space. So I have all these. Am I missing out on something else? Anything else? That's pretty much it. That's where I get my income streams from.
Very, very cool. That's awesome. So, like, how did you get the idea for printables? How did that come up?
That's a very good question. Back in the day, I was creating something called a diaper cake online. That's something that first off, I knew that I wanted to do something with SEO. And I was typing into the Google Keyword Planner. If you don't know what that is, for your audience out there, it's a free tool you can use right now that'll let you know what people are searching for online. As you can imagine, this is powerful information. So I wanted to get into the parenting niche because I knew there was money there. And I went to parenting, then I found baby, then I found baby shower, then I found a emerging market, a niche, I should say. It's not a market, it's a niche. Diaper cakes. This is a type of gift the mother-to-be's friends will bestow upon her on her baby shower day. So these diaper cakes it's like a tower-shaped kind of creation with just diapers, and the mother-to-be is going to use these diapers in the following months when her baby's born. So I was making these diaper cakes, and I was getting this traffic at the same time making Google AdSense money to my site, and I had a drop shipper, this lady in Kentucky, who was making these beautiful diaper cakes, and I can just drop ship them from her. Unfortunately, sometimes she sent out these diaper cakes late, and the customer would get angry, and I had to eat the complaints. That was a problem. So I cut ties off with her, and I was thinking, what can I do? I was selling baby shower physical products off a share sale, and then I'm like, hey, maybe I can do something digital, and printables was born from there. I saw people selling on Etsy. I'm sure you know what Etsy is. It's a marketplace where people sell their crafts, and people were selling printable goods there. So I decided to make my own. I have all this traffic, and that's how Print My Baby Shower was born.
Wow, it's very cool. So you just dove into the research and you found a market or a niche with a market in it, and you just went to town. That's very cool. So
That's right.
what would you say is something that you would say is the most important thing to a newbie when they get started online? You know, because obviously, you know, like you said, you're a blogger, you're an online marketer, you've launched products, you do email marketing, you build lists, you generate traffic, you do all of it. You're running paid ads too, which is something that at this point you're definitely doing more of than I am. It's something I'd have to dive into as we talked about. But what would you say is the most important thing for a newbie to do when they get started? What would you say the most important thing is?
Man, Stefan, I want to give you a fancy answer, but my answer would be boring, and you might already know it. But you got to be consistent. That's all there is to it. I mean, what we do is not rocket science. It's not difficult. I mean, of course, in the beginning, everything's difficult. From losing weight to learning how to play an instrument, everything's difficult in the beginning. But actually, those things are much more difficult, in my opinion. But making money online is much easier, but you have to be consistent, just like anything else. You have to take all your little successes. Maybe you built a blog today. Good for you. Take that success. Move forward, okay? And in the beginning, you're creating content. You're creating content for the crickets. No one's going to be coming to your site in the beginning. It's going to be a little disheartening. But as soon as you see someone on your Google Analytics, maybe 3 people yesterday, take that as motivation and push forward. Push forward, be consistent. That's the best advice I can give.
Awesome. So what would you say if someone's just starting out and they're really excited and they're ready to take action and be consistent? What would you say the method that they should focus on is? Would you say that they should start a blog? Would you say that they should, start doing affiliate marketing? What would you recommend to a newbie in terms of getting started?
Okay, thank you for defining that one. Okay, cool. So what I would do with that, how I would start right now, if I was starting from zero, I would create a blog, okay, and from day one have an autoresponder there in one way or another, okay. Actually, if you can, I'm sure you can get a push notification as well. What you want to do is capture leads. That's super important. You want to think as your blog as a giant catcher's mitt, and you want to be capturing leads. Getting traffic's one thing, but also after that, you want to follow up and have a relationship with your traffic. Do that by collecting leads. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I get traffic? Now, yeah, you can definitely build out your blog post, and you might rank on Google one of these days, and you can definitely do that. But there are smaller search engines out there where you have better chances to rank on. YouTube comes to mind, Quora comes to mind, For me, Pinterest, I've gotten a lot of success with Pinterest and actually YouTube. So you want to target you want to target these smaller search engines and get traffic that way. Also, Facebook's another good one. It's not a search engine, mind you, but you can build an audience on Facebook and then drive that traffic onto your site. Now, the key point is when you're doing all this, think of Google. Think of your content on your blog post as something that might rank in the future. You want to have that in the backseat per se. You want to optimize your post so they might rank for whatever keyword you've chosen. Okay, but you're not actively trying to promote that blog. You shouldn't put too much effort on trying to rank that blog. You should rank on these smaller search engines. Okay, and this will build backlinks for you. Yeah, some of them are Nofollow backlinks. I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but a Nofollow backlink is a link that passes no authority onto your content, right? But it's still, if you go to your Google Webmasters tool, you'll still see these Nofollow links, these links that are pointing back to your content. So to make it nice and simple for you, I'm sorry, I went a little crazy here. Create content, start collecting leads, and try to rank on the smaller search engines, YouTube and Pinterest. That's my number one takeaway. And
Beautiful.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah.
That sounds great. So I think that gives people a good idea of how to get started. What would you say? What would you say is one of the biggest lessons you've learned? I know you mentioned about being consistent. What would you say is the most like a hard learned lesson that you feel like you wish you knew when you started? If you could go back to yourself when you started and tell yourself this thing, or tell it to a newbie, what would that one thing be?
It's a very good question and kind of surprising. Internet marketing or any type of profiting online, I don't care what niche you're in, is not a hermit's life. You got to be out there making connections with people. I mean, you got to, really go out of your way and talk to people and people in your niche who have blogs, okay? And you got to start making connections. That's super important. I know the idea of working online, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't have to deal with anybody. That's not true at all. You really got to get to it and start connecting with people in your niche so you can build those relationships and have share your content and work with each other and build each other up. That's what I'd say shocked me the most, that you definitely have to go out there and make connections.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, once I started actually making connections, I mean, I feel like it truly is impossible to go at this alone. You know, like you got to have people that you're working with, people that you learn from, people that you mastermind with. It just helps the process along so much, you know, when you're on some level dealing with other people that are doing the same thing. So I totally agree with that. So I guess at this point, what would you say is, because we've covered a lot, what would you say is your goal? Like you mentioned about raising your income into the 5 figures a month. What's your main, your goal to keep raising your income? What are you focused on right now?
Well, I know it works. It's building out my list. And my job right now is to put as many people who need help in my niches into my list. That's as simple as it can be. That's what I do right now, 100%. That's all I do is getting people into my list, getting those leads, building relationship with those leads, offering them advice, giving them information about certain things, about my own content, about products that I believe in. All of that. That's what I do right now, collecting those leads.
Wonderful. So that's great. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on and dropped a lot of knowledge. What would you say? You have any final words that you want to give the audience before we head off?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, when I say collecting leads, the first thing that comes to mind is email marketing, which you should be doing, but you can also collect leads on Facebook. If you have a Facebook group, that's kind of a lead. Those people that are on that Facebook group of yours, that's a lead. Those are people that you can communicate with. I mentioned push crew notifications. Very simple to do. It's free for the first 2,000. That's another type of lead. If you can also do another free source for the first 2,000 is MiniChat. It's a type of automated Facebook private messaging service that you can do. It works a lot like email marketing, but on Facebook Messenger. Collect leads. Do your best to collect leads and be consistent.
Great advice. And where can people find you?
You can find me at internetmarketinggym.com or on my YouTube channel, Internet Marketing Gym. And yeah, I'll be there, showing you how I profit online, the various methods I use, and also creating reviews on products that I believe in, and so forth. That's what I do on my channel.
Awesome. I love the name, Internet Marketing Gym. It's a great name. Well, anyway, thanks for coming on, and thanks for sharing all your knowledge. And yeah, guys, you can check out more of Ike at internetmarketinggym.com. His YouTube channel is also Internet Marketing Gym. Ike, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much, Stefan.
All right. Take care.